Hi everyone. We're actually waiting for the update to drop. It hasn't dropped yet for Steam. Um, we can check on it. Okay. We have steamdb.info, and 4 minutes ago there was some kind of update. I'm not sure what that is. Excuse me. And this is one of the internal changes thingy, right? I'm going to try and talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on while we wait. And we know that it did drop for PlayStation. I do have my Xbox version as well. GOG already updated. Your interface updated. That's Paul C001. Very cool. We're waiting for this to update on Steam. It still hasn't dropped for Steam. I want to talk about, first of all, I looked at this thing, HiveMind supposed leak that Captain Steve mentioned, and I don't know. It looked very, very wrong, how to say. So I really wanted it to be something like that. And also the fact that it took a long time until we got the Gib post from Sean Murray, right? If we go to X and we look at specifically Sean Murray's, right? So this thing, the Gib, it came out this morning. We're talking about UK time. And I really, really wanted this to be a bug fix release. I thought maybe because the B is a bug, maybe, and we didn't get anything else. We didn't get the cowboy. We only got the Gib this morning. I really hoped it would be something different. That it would be a bug fix release, but apparently it isn't, right? So let's go back to where was that? Right, that's the NoSky update history. That's 6 minutes ago now, right? It still hasn't dropped. We do know that I could try and load my my Xbox through Game Pass. My Xbox version. I don't think it'll drop for Xbox already now. Hey, updating, now it's launching the game. We'll stop that immediately because it's kind of pointless. It almost always updates for Xbox later than other things. Right. So that's not it. Eric Hanyo, 1971, and La Chectitude, hello. So, Eric, you're from Texas, from Houston. Cool. I've only visited Houston one time. Actually just landed there, slept for the night, and took a car and drove to Austin. Anyways, we heard that it dropped for PlayStation, right? If we go to my Discord, right? I'm following in the external news. I'm following a couple of things. Yeah, I'm following Soulframe, but I'm also following the official No Man's Sky news ticker, right? We can go directly to that server. No, that's not the tag. Anyways, it dropped for PlayStation 5 and for PlayStation 4, right? We haven't seen an update for something else yet. Right, let me just throw that window away and we'll manically press F5 to reload and reload and reload, and it doesn't seem to be. But this morning I went into this screen and I saw not 6650 but only 6000. So I don't know. It probably is the hour, but we don't really know. And still, again, this is Steam, right? There's no reason for this number to increase because this is Steam. And F5, no, 8 minutes, no. Still hasn't updated. I do want to talk about Project Skyscraper, which seems to be, well, let's just see what this is, right? Okay, so basically, if you just type project-skyscraper.com, you get this. And this is kind of weird, okay? You can see what happens, right? I'm moving and we have dots, and people notice that the number of dots increases every day. And tomorrow, I think it's going to be 48 dots. Yeah, I think that's the right number. And people didn't realize what this is and what is this thing doing, right? So, but somebody said, hang on, we can do something nice. We can just add / and type sitemap.xml and see if that thing supports a sitemap. And lo and behold, right? Let me just increase the size, right? When you do that, you get a sitemap. Now there's a sitemap 1 and there's an image sitemap 1, right? And that led people to understand that there are some other things going on here, okay? Yeah, I mean, this is other people. I mean, I wouldn't have thought of that. I mean, I'm not a web developer and never have been, but this thing is on WordPress, and the reason that people got into this website is kind of strange. Okay, let me show you. Right now, this is the image sitemap. Okay, there are all kinds of images here, and some of these images have changed. Actually, yeah. So this is the original image. This is something else. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so if we go to the sitemap 1, there's all kinds of pages here. Okay, how does this thing all start? Okay, so basically, there's a channel, all right? There's a forum here. Okay, this thing is called Atlas 65. Forums.atlas65.com. You know what? Let me go to display for a second and upgrade or change my my size. All right, so I want this thing to be on 200. That'll increase the size of the fonts for everything here, right? So this is forums.atlas65.com. Now, if some of you remember or have been there, oh, we have Axiom Fortesque 8560. Hello from the Philippines, bro. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. So here's the thing. These forums, right? These forums were actually created by a company called Allison Smith from Montreal. They were created in 2017. They were created at the request of Hello Games. And they were created specifically in order to produce in the terms of like a film producer produces, to gather community around something called an ARG, an alternate reality game. This is something that Hello Games did back in 2017 towards the release of the first major update, the first major update that was Atlas Rises. Now, you know, Atlas was a Titan, right? The name of the ARG eventually came to be known as Waking Titan. And basically, I don't have all the details. I wasn't there. I wasn't playing No Man's Sky back then. However, a lot of the people here, specifically Polyphemus here, and others you'll see noted, Todumptious. You can see Bomber Boy, pretty well known in No Man's Sky. Let's just check this thing for a second again. Right, nothing yet. Anyways, that company created this website and produced some. They basically had actors writing posts to make it look like something is happening in the real world. This whole thing became like a game of puzzles that gathered the community to come in and try to solve these puzzles. There were all kinds of things associated with this, and eventually, like they had audio tapes being sent to people, and all kinds of riddles and puzzles, and a lot of people joined these forums. They were called the eTark forum in order to make this appear to be how to say authoritative, or how to say something genuine, right? They wanted it to look as if it's something different. It's as if it's a gathering of people in a location that wasn't meant to be anything related to No Man's Sky or Hello Games at first. So what they did is they called it eTark, E-T-A-R-C. That was, I think, Edison Township Amateur Radio Community or something of the sort, E-T-A-R-C. And if you're looking at this, right, you see fellow Etarkians. Right? And if we start reading this, something weird is immediately understood. Okay? He says, for the last couple of days, this group has been receiving odd little clues that led us to a website. That's this website. Okay? Now, what is it with these clues? Okay? What you need to understand is that once the entire game of Waking Titan, the ARG, concluded, and it became clear that this is something that Hello Games have done, literally this Waking Titan ARG basically caused the community to band together and to become a group of people solving puzzles together. They became a community rather than just disparate people playing the game. Which is something that they really, really needed back then, because many of you probably know that the beginning for No Man's Sky was not that great. I mean, people accused them of promising multiplayer, despite the fact that in reality, Sean Murray, days before launch, specifically explained exactly what kind of multiplayer experience will be there from the start. And he said exactly what there was. Okay, they didn't really lie. People just took it that if you say multiplayer, that means a whole like a whole gamut of things, which weren't there, but they never meant that. So we see if you have some more comments before I continue. We love this. So Paul C writes, been using control bigger font, control smaller font. Yeah, I mean I could do that, but I prefer to keep one place that changes everything at once. So Nalitas asks, is this a multiplayer expo? Probably, very probably. Now, some people said that this is going to be something to do with checking the multiplayer aspects because of Light No Fire. I have my doubts about that. However, it is plausible, despite my doubts. Anyways, let's get back to this project Skyscraper. This isn't updating yet. It's not dropping for Steam yet. Anyways, something really weird happened, right? After the Waking Titan, the company that Hello Games hired to create this alternate reality game, basically they handed over ownership of these forums. These are specifically these forums that you're looking at right here in front of you. They gave the ownership back to Hello Games, and Hello Games have been keeping this forum up and running ever since, literally keeping the lights on for these forums. Okay, that doesn't mean that they have full administrative access for behind the scenes. We don't know what kind of access they do. There's only one user in the entire forum, and I'm speaking as if I'm a long-time member of this community. I'm not. I joined this community about 5 or 6 days ago and started reading and started talking to these people and started communicating with some of these people, specifically with Polyphemus and with Todumptious on Discord as well. And I've been Discord friends with Bomber Boy for quite some time. He's usually extremely busy, so I try not to bother him, but he did help me a couple of times. One sec. Anyways, the curious thing is that this has always been under Hello Games control. Right? Let's continue reading here, and you'll see. Right? That led us to a website. We were naturally cautious, but some of us pay a lot of money for high-quality internet security, so after making a few inquiries, we visited the site. We did not find any security problems. We did, however, find what appears to be some sort of new ARG. And we are sure it's No Man's Sky related. Okay, how was it that they are so sure? Okay, so they added a warning here, and this warning is important. Okay, whilst we are pretty convinced this is an ARG and that it is related to NMS, we have no idea who it belongs to. It may not be an official Hello Games product. We think it's probably not made by Hello Games for several reasons, and I'll try to mention them. The thing is that, like I say, it may be a fan tribute, and it is more likely to be a fan tribute than something made by Hello Games, but maybe it isn't. We're not sure yet. Now, some of the things here that I'm going to mention in a few seconds make it seem like it has to be Hello Games, and other things seem like they're not. Okay, the whole thing started basically with one user on the forum called the Architect. Let's duplicate this tab so I can do some searches. Okay, so the Architect, this. Okay, and you can see those markers, right? I mean, it's pretty clear that this has something to do with this. Not to mention this little logo here, right? You can see that logo. And it's the same thing. Now, the funny thing about this user is that nobody knows where this user came from, right? And oh, this is pretty new. It seems like the Architect replied to this user once. I'm going to check what that is, but let's see again if this has started downloading maybe. No. Bummer. So, and then the Architect liked one post by Polyphemus. Here's the thing. The Architect, posted this: connection detected, access denied. Now let's go over to X for a second, right? There is this account on X, and it is doing a lot of weird things. A lot. Let's go all the way back to the end, right? On March 25th, it posted this: 2307, heartbeat, sequence number, status nominal. Another one, another one, another one. Really, really weird things. Whoever is doing this is doing their best to make it look like this is some kind of artificial intelligence entity that's waking up. Okay, and then here they got another event, 804, event 5157, WOL. This is, for those of you who might know, WOL like this is usually wake on land. It's as if some packet arrived, right? Trying to wake up something, and the access was denied. And then every now and then it's posting something, right? It's like it's reposting, replying or reposting something somebody else posted with connection detected, access denied. Okay, today marks 16 years, etc., etc. Connection detected, access denied. This is something by Gothalion. Morning dudes, whatever this is, we don't know what this is. Aussie Bob, hello. Connection detected, access denied. Sound like my girlfriend. Good one there, right? The Acropolis in Athens, Greece, etc., etc., etc. Okay, there's all kinds of things, and there's this tesseract thingy-looking connection detected, access denied, right? All kinds of things. But if we go back and see, there's another thing that this guy posted, right? So there, this is 1 day ago, right? Let's see. He's responding to this. Ah, okay. So remember the sitemap thingy that we looked at? So somebody looked at the sitemap and said there's something here that's kind of curious, and it's this thing, right? It's origin. When you go to this thing, you get this kind of weird thing. And well, we know this shape, right? This hexagon. And when you hover around it, it goes like this. And we have the image, January 1st, 1970, hello world. Memory block 0, no value. Now, anybody who works with computers in programming, stuff like that, probably knows that most systems today measure time in seconds since January 1st, 1970, 0000 UTC, right? And there's a next here. Let's zoom out a little bit, right? And if I click next, I get another thing. Now, you need to understand, this did not look like this at first. The poem here is different. Now, this is Wallace Stevens, okay? People started noticing that this is Wallace Stevens, and the memory block was named Sunday Morning, and Wallace Stevens is a mildly famous, as in, I was told he's famous, I didn't hear of him before, American poet, and he has a poem called Sunday Morning, and this really is part of that poem, but originally the text here was different, and the image was different, and it also looked corrupted. We can see what that image looked like. Okay, this was the image at first. Okay, now you wouldn't believe it, but people actually figured out where this is from. Twisted Ballman, when will the expedition drop? Well, when will Steam drop first? I don't know. So this is called the quote page, right? And it had this thing. And if we look properly, if we look through this here, well, let's do this. Do it with a search, right? So people figured out that this image, this thing is a piece of a sculpture in France somewhere. Okay, and somebody actually went there and took a picture in that spot, right? A picture that looks very much like this thing, and showed that the sculpture has been removed about a month ago. And then other people started posting things, and and we noticed, right? We noticed that some things that get posted get responses by the architect. Hang on. Yeah, default controller, you're absolutely correct. Anyways, if we look further down here, right, there's lots and lots and lots of communication here, going back and forth. People have been looking at various things. Let's look a little bit further in this thing, right? No, let's go back. So there's next and next. And by the way, originally this thing had a current status unstable, and once people posted and tagged the architect with the correct words, things started falling into place. And with the correct image, it eventually became stable. Right. Now then we have sleep mode, sleep mode, sleep mode, sleep mode. But from time to time, there's other things. Okay, I'm clicking next, and then here. Remember that WOL we saw earlier? Here it is. Let's check if it's no Steam yet. Right? Security log. WOL magic packet blocked by system firewall. All right, and we have this as the magic packet blocked by system firewall and access denied. And when you click on full log, you see this. Now, you can see all kinds of things here that really look pointing towards No Man's Sky, definitely, right? Process ID 16, etc. It looks like a corrupted security log of something. Or something like that, right? And then another one, connection detected. And now we have this thing, trace on hold. And if you click on full log, you see this. You know, there's another thing, another process ID 16, all kinds of things. Transmission connected, detected, access denied. Post flagged as potential spam. External security triggered autonomously. All right. Reviewed by Atlas 65. Those are the forums. Final verdict authorized. Let me see that. And if you click on trace here that starts wobbling, you get this, right? An oddly corrupted image, right? And the thing is, what this represents is a case where the architect tried to post something on the forums and the automated system of the forums automatically banned them, right? Wait a second. Let's see if I can find this here. In this topic. Right. So here it is, right? It says, interesting, when you say some of you have been receiving clues, could you elaborate a bit more? Was it aimed directly at leader accounts specifically? And if so, in what format were the clues that led you here? This is very interesting, official or fan-made. It's fun to see something reminiscent of the ARG that brought us all together in the first place. One of the people who was here for the Waking Titan ARG. Really hoping this is not a phishing exercise, right? And this leader says, let's just say the Discourse AI bot booted the user out and then the system reinstated it. All right? How is that? Okay. Tadamshus writes, we acquired a new member whose account was behaving oddly. This attracted the attention of the leaders. When the new member posted a like in a very random and unexpected place, which again drew attention, it was noted that their publicly visible personal information, the new member had instead used a website address. That's the one we've been looking into. Very, very strange. Now, there are all kinds of reasons to think that this is Hello Games, right? Because they supposedly may have access from behind the scenes, and maybe they have the ability to do this. So the bot actually removed the user, and the user came back somehow. Right? The ban was lifted, but they couldn't see anything in the logs, at least as far as they could tell me. But then, back when there was the Waking Titan going on, the one thing that could clearly be said is that Hello Games were 100% silent, not a word, nothing. And this time, Martin Griffiths, I don't know if you know this guy, right? This guy here. Martin Griffiths is an engine programmer. He is the lead game engine programmer for No Man's Sky. And if we scroll down a little bit at his posts, but no, it's not that. I think he liked a post about where people said that the people on the forums, right? The people here think there's a new ARG, and he liked that post. Now, does that mean that he actually acknowledged that this thing exists? Well, he acknowledged that he knows that people say that this is something that exists. We don't know. It's really, let's see. Why no Steam? Wow, that's pretty annoying, right? So there are lots of other things related to this thing that are pretty weird. But it's completely behind firewalls and firewalls and firewalls. There's no way to trace this user. Something. I mean, I read somewhere that a claim that the account or the IP addresses related to something that was seen in some log about editing the website, etc. Is from somewhere from Oregon. We do know that Allison Smith, the company that made the Waking Titan, is no longer in existence. They don't exist yet. And I think somebody reached out to them, and they are no longer working in that field at all. These people, they stopped working in that, or that's what I think I heard. So anyways, there's a lot here, right? Another thing that was kind of weird, remember those, where is it, right? Remember those sitemaps? So Bomber Boy looked at the sitemaps for nomansky.com, right? Let's open that for a second. Right? Now this looks like a completely different sitemap, and that's because the No Man's Sky website is not run by WordPress, right? Whereas this thing is WordPress behind the scenes, okay? Right? This is Jetpack. Jetpack is a plugin for WordPress. So he noticed that quite a few of the older pages in the sitemap have been modified on the 18th of May, around the same time that lots of the pages of the project skyscraper.com were modified. So if this is the same time, or roughly the same time, this is a weird coincidence. So maybe it is related to Hello Games. And then somebody else figured out, right? If we look at this thing and we go to the page source, right? The page source contains the actual code, and you can see there are lots of things here that, like comments with leet speak stuff. There's all kinds of things here. I don't know where this is, but I think this is the particle thing. This is the JavaScript that does the particles that we saw, right? And there is something here. I think I can find it. Yeah, this thing, right? This line. This line decides how many particles you're going to see here, right? And you can see that this number, the number of particles, is basically dependent on the number of days, right? The day of the month. Okay, and I don't remember exactly where, but somebody figured out that there's actually something here that kind of counts downwards to the 28th, which is tomorrow. Okay, they actually figured out that something should happen on the 23rd, and something did. Okay, let me show you. So back on May 21st, right? Somebody figured out that the next two times that this countdown is going to tick are the 23rd and the 28th. And on the 23rd, something did happen. There was another one of those, indeed. Okay. Now this is shaping up to be a real ARG. I honestly think it's probably fan-made, and it's best to think that way. We really, really want this to be something big, something from Hello Games. I would continuously say that this has to be fan-made until proven otherwise. That way, if it is something from Hello Games, we'll have a good surprise, and if it isn't, we will not get disappointed. Anyways, whoever is doing this, kudos to you. I mean, this is quite amazing. A lot of effort has gone into this, and I believe it has to be a group of people, and they do have a little bit of money on their hands to do this. It's not trivial, not trivial. Okay. Let me read some comments. So, Lachictitude, it was a fun moment to stable this. Yeah, well, I mean, I was amazed. Default controller, yes. AM, how jobless do you have to be to notice this? Good one. Well, I'm not jobless. And I'm not the one who noticed this. Definitely not. Right. Hobbies are fun. Holy conspiracy. Yeah, I suppose it is. I suppose it is a kind of a conspiracy. Oh man. Let's see. Just by chance. I don't believe Xbox will have gotten it. No. Yeah, I'll close it before it actually loads. Right, let's see if I can bring up the image of the what they, yeah, hang on a second. I'll open, yeah, that's okay. Right, let's look at this and read this. So this is what's going to be, and I gotta say there are some things here that I'm a little worried about. No Man's Sky The Swarm introduces rival teams, already a bad thing for people who don't like PvP, and I generally don't really like PvP. New enemies, always good, and exclusive rewards in a time-limited expedition. So this is probably only an expedition. A new threat has surfaced. The traveler's soul is fragmented, and something terrible hangs in the sky. In the sky, okay. Royal, Sage, and Weaver travelers must work together to face the threat to reality. Now, if anybody here already has seen somebody else who's playing PlayStation and knows if the expedition actually started, usually they wait. I'm not 100% sure about exactly, but usually they wait. Right. So, but if it did start already, and if anybody knows what this is, then please write in the comments. But only one of these fragments will be commemorated in the space anomaly for all time. Uncover the mystery of the Hive of Glass, banish it from this reality, and earn the dramatic Dire Wasp customization set. For full details, see nomansky.com. Hello Games has been hard at work to improve and expand No Man's Sky. We hope you'll learn, etc. You know what? Let's go to nomansky.com. See if there's a trailer out already. Is there a trailer? Yeah, okay. Latest patch notes. Nope. Nothing yet. Release log. Nope. Nothing yet. So it's not out yet. Let me read some more comments. So is the Swarm update just an expedition? Most likely. But they did say that there's a new customization set and new enemies. I think they're starting to add some small PvP/PvE mechanics, basically for testing for Light No Fire. That's the most likely reasonable thing. So, Aussie Bob, it's a hello conspiracy. All right, the Project Skyscraper. Just a little expedition. Well, he wrote exhibition, but probably expedition. So disappointed. AM, same. Given they were sponsoring big streamers. Well, that is part of what led us to believe this will be a big update, right? We don't know. Team Red wins. Team Red wins. Yeah, the download is 15 gigabytes. Just finished the download. Team Red wins. Which platform are you on? Nice. What if the Xbox Expedition is just a joke. I hope so. Well, I've downloaded the update on PS5. This is from Gallic Mosaic. The Expedition has not yet started. Not started yet. AM, I was really hoping for a bigger update, so were we. Gallic Mosaic, no parts or technologies, only new items in the Expedition reward collection for Expedition 22, but it hasn't started yet. First update on NMS where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna check it out later. LNF in March of 2027 by Paul. Could be. Red Team wins PlayStation. I hope it's a fun update. I just wanted something massive. Yeah, we all did, but you know, this does make it seem like maybe, or I mean, it's reasonable to say that they are going to be doing small updates and gearing towards August the 9th, which is the anniversary, the 10th anniversary. And while we're at it, let me just mention a group, a specific group. Let's see if I can find a specific image. You may have heard about NMS 10, right? I need to find where I put this thing. 1 second, please. Discord, no. Yeah. This thing. If you've seen this thing, this logo is the logo of NMS 10. The idea is that we want specifically on August the 9th, I can't remember the exact hour. I think it's 1600 hours UTC, for everybody to be in game. The idea is a way to say thanks to Hello Games by showing them on that day that huge numbers of people are online at the same time. That is the way we want to thank them. And I was invited into this group with lots of creators that are way bigger than me, and I'm really happy to participate. And part of this is telling you guys, 9th of August, I think it's 1800 UTC. Thank you, La Chectitude. 1800 hours UTC. Everybody in game, multiplayer on. If there are more details, they'll come later. We'll get there. I hope to see you there. I'm definitely going to be there. Right. Well, what about it? What's going on? Why no Steam? But lots of people are probably preparing for this or something, because 7,199, 7,200. This was 6,000 earlier. Probably just the US waking up, right? All right. We are conflicted on the exact hour, so let me just 1 second go back to the right place and check this out and tell you exactly. Yeah, August the 9th, 2026, 1800 UTC. Definitely, 1800 UTC. There's no doubt about it. 1800 UTC. Okay? Right. More comments. Okay, so Ozzy Bob, Captain Steve did drop some info about the new UD. Hivemind, the new update. Hivemind was the name, dropping new autofate characters, ships, maybe. No, we already know that this was a hoax. John Michael K 9802. I really don't want to be on a team to play as I play when I can. Trying to time sync with others would be almost impossible for me. I'm with you. I mean, I excuse me a second. I do have from time to time specific periods of time that I know that I can play. But these are rare and far between. Definitely not many. A few cool posters too. Oh, I mean, if you, any of you knows which posters there are there any posters with NMS alphabet in them? And if you happen to see them and can post them, we can try to read them right now. After all, I'm the one who always posts explanations. And if you're wondering why I didn't do that for Xeno Arena, because there was really like just one small thing. I'll do it together with this one when the time comes. All right, I could have, so Team Red Wings, I could have did the PlayStation update an hour ago. Surely Steam is getting it soon. Well, the Red Queen 111, I'm in the States, PS5 is downloading. Aussie Bob, okay. Castor Pen, hi there. Hey GGF in chat, looking forward to the update expedition. Well, we don't know what to look forward for, but we definitely look forward for something. I really hope it's going to be fine and it's going to be great. And yeah. All right. One more F5. 50 minutes ago, the last update, nothing. That is really annoying. Pretty annoying. And I got to tell you, I think I said it earlier. When the Gib post came out only late, like only this morning, I really hope that this means that B equals bug fix, and that it's going to be just a bug fix release. I really hope that this is what it's going to be. Team Red Wins, I'm on Eastern Standard Time, 8:16 a.m. for me. Raz Fahi, wonder if it's a stress test also for something. Probably. Exactitude, we chose the time based on the Steam statistics. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, these are hours that it's like afternoon in the US, right? It's morning in the US. I don't know. I mean, it's like 5 hours from UTC to Eastern Standard Time. So 1800 minus 5, that's midday, like 1300, or that's 1 p.m. in the US is 1800 UTC, something like that. Now there was another thing, let's go in game just for the fun of it. If we have to wait anyway, we can do something else. One of the theories that did come up, definitely interesting, was this thing about exomex and additional exocraft, right? It's an opportunity to show you the glyph planet that my community has been working on. Excuse me. Right? We're having the usual multiplayer problems here, right? So here I am at a grave, and I think so. The planet is really beautiful, and right, where's my ship? There's my ship. Let's go. Yeah, let's fly to my base here near the portal. I'll show you the base because it's kind of pretty, I think. Tell me if there's too much. I don't know if the voice is the sound is too low or something. I can see some of the bases that we put here, right? But we've not completed this. Now the fact that I can see everyone's bases is great. However, let's see. I think it's a little bit far. I'll show you. I'll show you my base, and some of the things that we are seeing are all kinds of effects of multiplayer problems and synchronization problems. The base isn't loading. Some of the people who come just don't see other people's bases, and this is really, really bad. It means that either we need to really wait a long time for synchronization to happen, right? Okay, that's a good place to park. Okay, let's go down and look at the base. And I of course I did the expected. Where is it? Over there. Oh, I landed far. Yeah, okay. So this is the base. It's fully open. I used the color transfer glitch. It's not really a glitch, right? And the idea is that people would come here, right? And they'll use the teleporter, and they'll just go click on other bases, and they'll look for it. And they'll say, okay, so we'll start with glyph 1. Where's glyph 1? Here's glyph 1. Right. So they'll go to glyph 1. Let's teleport there. We'll teleport back and see the base in a few seconds. Let's see some. So Caster was watching the B side, and there are some new assets to interact with on Dissonant Worlds. He's on PS4. PS4, not PS5? Which got the update, but no notes yet. Ozzy Bob, GGF, thanks for the clip on the Autophage Runic staff find. I got perfect T4 SC staff, my scan reach. You're very welcome. Paul C, sound good. Game sound is good for me, good. Lachicta, you have to go. Au revoir. And let's see, so, and here's part of the problem, right? We think that the multiplayer issues are making it so that some of the parts do not seem to actually spawn, right? The game doesn't render them, and some of the parts that the game doesn't render are the wires, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of strange, but really nice, really nice tribute by Kalo Gonzalez, who he really enjoyed the thing that we did with Marco, the robot. I can show you the robot in a few seconds, the bot, right? But I can't go anywhere like this because there's a safe beacon over there. It's one of the safe beacons I placed, and I couldn't find them later. Some really weird things are happening. So we need to wait for daytime because it's not working otherwise. Let's go back to the base. I do have some other nice, interesting things to show there. Where is that base? Yeah, over there. Let's go. So it's about a minute. Let's hope for daytime coming in soon. I don't know. Yeah. So that's the idea, and I really hope that in time the synchronization will work properly, and we'll be able to actually have people come in and properly enjoy this planet, right? Because that's the purpose, to let people. I mean, I'm not going to reveal the address of this planet right now. We want it to be complete first, but once it's complete, we will. And it only requires the glyphs, the glyph 1 and glyph 0 to reach it. That's 2 glyphs. So somebody who is new or has a totally new, gorgeous view outside. Somebody who has a brand new save file can just find only two different travelers on space stations, and that's enough. Yeah, I put the NMS 10 logo here, and I put another one over there. And when you come from here, there's a nice sign that says glyphs. You go here, another NMS 10. That's the whole point. Right. Let me summon a different ship for a second. I want to go to the space anomaly. And I hate going to the anomaly in a Corvette. Just... yeah, Aussie Bob, you're correct. I modeled it after a Klingon bird of prey, definitely. I even found colors that kind of match the greenish tint of Klingon birds of prey. Let's go to the anomaly. I want to show you this thing with iteration persis. Right? Let's just go... Hang on a second. Am I in multiplayer? Yeah, let's disable multiplayer. It'll make things run faster. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So basically, iteration processes menu used to be so wide it was really, really hard to look at. So what they did, right? If we go to this guy's menu, now it's been split. Right? There's 1 and 2. There's Nautilon upgrades, Minotaur upgrades, Exocraft upgrades in general. Right? It's now split in 3, which has led some people to think that Expedition Live in 2.5 hours or so, probably. Let me read comments in a few seconds. So it did lead some people to suspect that maybe we're going to get new Exocraft or something related to Exocraft, but we just got that with the garbage hauling thingy, right? I don't know. So that's a little hard to say. Let me read some more comments. Yeah, Expedition. Right, nothing much here. Let me just go back to this thing and see. There's another, this change. No Steam. But this number keeps growing. People are eager. They're playing. Who knows? That's kind of weird. That is kind of weird. Yeah. Also, I recently upgraded my gaming machine, right? So I'm now able to do this, right? If we go to graphics, you'll see, right? It's a laptop, but it's an RTX 5090. And everything is here is on, almost everything is on high. If I go to see the stats, we're doing 60 FPS, but the GPU is only at 61%, and this is with everything else, right? We can go ultra on everything, and even more of that. Let's go with 1+ boost, and let's go with performance. It wants a restart. Let's do that. Let's see if it works or not. Right? Yeah, I'll upload my save. Sure, why not? I did make a backup just before starting. So the game is finished. Let's let it finish upload. Yeah, and restart it, and let's see. Okay, I mean, we can see that the GPU is now at around 25% or something like that, and that's just because of the streaming and the encoding of the stream towards YouTube. And stuff like that, right? If I do new game, if I go to new game, you see this is the previous expedition, naturally, right? Because the game hasn't updated yet. Let's reload and see what happens. Actually, the space anomaly is quite heavy on the game. A lot of times it takes a little bit more CPU than some other places, but not that much. I mean, so here we are, 60 FPS, still around 60%, and just to make sure, right, display and graphics, yeah, everything's on ultra. Yeah, and we're doing perfectly fine. That really, I think it actually would let me also stream to Discord if I really wanted to. So hang on a second. What's there in the comments? Hi there from Beeble. Gribble Grunger? Oh, hello there. Yeah, I'm unfortunately this is Steam and I'm still waiting. Yeah, we can quit and see. Yeah, there's nothing to save. We can see if by chance Xbox got it, but I really think not. Yeah, if it's launching the game, then it isn't. Juby the Vile. Hey, one of the few times I was blocked by someone was on this channel. The person was upset about a comment I made to them saying to just watch a movie if the game is too tedious to them. Well, what do you mean that you were blocked by someone on this channel? I mean, I don't remember your name as being one of the very few that I actually blocked. So it wasn't me. How can somebody block you? Life of Riley G. I'm still waiting on Steam too. I'm verifying my files right now. Verifying or backing up to try and force the update. Yeah, I mean, if you go to this thing, you know, steamdb.info, as long as you don't see here something that looks like this, okay, it's going to look something like this. Changed public branch, and here it'll say Windows, like this one, right? It'll say changed public branch. If you don't see this happened like a few minutes ago, and we don't, that's not going to happen. There's no point in trying even. How to back up the files? If you so the Stubby Master, if you go to my channel page, right? Let me open this up, and if you go to my page and you look for Good Guys Free and Prepare, one of these will be this thing, Save Now. How to prepare for a big NMS update.
Date of No Man's Sky.
Okay, this is the logo. Okay, this is the thumbnail that you need to look for. Okay, let me post the this thing on the chat, and you can click here. And it's a tad bit out of date, but it is a pretty good video. It's still relevant for the most part. It doesn't help for some platforms. Some platforms have a little bit of a harder time backing up save files, but definitely if you're on Windows, if you're on Mac, if you're on on Xbox, it's a little bit more tricky. PlayStation, there are different ways depending if it's PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Now, I don't have these platforms, and I play my Xbox version on my PC through Game Pass, so kind of problematic, I guess, to be the one to tell how, but all of these things were thoroughly researched, and I got help from mostly from my staff members on my Discord server, who play on PlayStation and on Xbox with these bits of information. Definitely for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, a little bit more lacking. This thing is. Let me see some more comments. Xbox won't be until Friday. Todd Todd McCausland, Xbox won't be until Friday. Probably, unfortunately. We know that's the way this happens all the time. Forsyland, GGF is a laptop gamer too. Yeah, unfortunately, and you probably know this. I rarely stream. Because physically my house is structured in such a way and that I don't have a room to stream from. I literally sit basically in the middle of the house, and today is a special day. Usually I even ask, I even try to make sure that nobody's in the house to come in and get in the way. Today was a special day. Just about everybody's here, and I asked them specifically to let me do this. And yeah, it's not easy usually. So this really is a special day. Because it's in the middle of the house, I need to have a laptop that once we do have guests, I can fold things up. That's a requirement. Unfortunate, very unfortunate. For the same money that I got this laptop, I could have gotten a desktop that would have had about 2.5 times the performance. Well, so be it. Neo the Omnipotent. Previous expeditions have gone live between 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern. 10 to 11 a.m. is what? It's pretty soon. No? Right. Juby Devia, lol, a while back, some viewer. You didn't block me, a viewer did. It's all good, but it's funny how a gamer calls a game tedious and complains, so I suggest to watch a movie. Yeah, well, people are very different. Some people, well, look at Professor Cynical, for example. Good friend of mine. He loves PvP. I don't like PvP, right? People are very different. Very different. Okay. So you see it. I'm on Windows. On Windows, it's really easy, right? On Windows, you basically need to go to a specific directory. The description has the actual directory that you need to go to. It's pretty easy. Aussie B. The B-side, Buzz Buzz. Hello there. Welcome to my stream. It's quite an honor, sir. Right, and still no Steam. Well, that is pretty annoying. Any requests, any questions, anything else you guys would like me to show, do, answer, etc.? Just write it in the comments, right? Okay, hang on a second. Let's move this aside. Okay, let me go in while we're at it. Okay, we'll go back in the game and I'll show you the only place that I could find any kind of NMS alphabet related to Xeno Arena. It's really, really very, very little. Very, very little. It's basically something small written on those little, desks, or what do you want to call them, where you play. Okay. Right. Let's go. Let's see. There's something small written on them. Really not much. Okay. So right here. So basically, what this is, this basically says K. This thing is K-E-E-P, keep. And you can already figure out that this one says clear, C-L-E-A-R. And this thing is an exclamation point. That's about almost the whole thing that's written here, right? And this thing just says area, A-R-E-A, area, right? This one is a left-right inverted caution. This is a C, this is an A, this line and the dot here is a U, this is a T, an I, an O, and another N. Caution, it says caution, but it's left-right inverted, right? If you go here, it's also left-right inverted. Now, this is kind of weird. Usually when Hello Games does this, right, a lot of times they place, they use like they use the same thing, that they place the text on one side, and then they use the same thing mirrored on the other side of this, and that causes one side to look correct and the other side to look mirrored. But here, both of them are mirrored. That's pretty weird, right? But no, this one is keep clear in the area. These look okay. That's about all I could find related to Xeno Arena. Now, if you look at if we look at the various rewards, the various stuff that you can get, there aren't that many things, right? Are there any? I don't think there are any decals or anything that came out with Xeno Arena. Were there any? I can't remember. Right. So Evan McDaniel writes, "Good morning. This stream is a nice surprise." Thank you, sir. I'm really rarely stream. I really rarely stream, so I'm happy to be here when I can. Shaner the Grey. Hello Games just announced bankruptcy. This is confirmed last update. Come on. Aussie Bob, I was trying to build a racetrack for ships on the planet, but I remembered you mentioned that only one user base will show. How could I mark out a track for ships to fly on a planet? Basically, what you need to do is to get other people to build the other bases, or at least let you build while they're on the planet, right? So Dimbulb, hi there. I use those stands on and watch the ships, and to stand on and watch ships in the station, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but on my Discord, one of our staff members, Watzel, really loves standing in front of those trade stations, you know, the various trade stations on planets, and look for ships. Just waits for the exotic to land. He used to go and make himself a stand to stand on, but now that we have corvettes that can just hover, you can open the back door and just stand and look. And he just doesn't need that anymore, and he could just stand there and do this for hours and hours. You can just come to my Discord every now and then, and you'll see lots of times you'll see him streaming his stuff, and he's a good sport. Really enjoyable chat if you want to talk to him on the voice channel. A lot of fun. Yeah. So now this is rushing a lot of comments. Hang on a second. Let me just scroll back in the comments so I can see what I missed. Fortunately, I can't use a seek bar. Yeah, while the live stream is on, I think many times it's impossible. So, Forcyland, if you ask again, I'll try to answer. Red Dragon, we all have to have realized by now that NMS has become a tech test bed for LNF. True. Shaner the Grey, troll. Shaner, that's not that nice. Didn't expect that from you. Kevin Gonzalez, kidnapping. What? It seems to be the case. Okay, thanks. Watzel played. Yeah, he's so dedicated. He is. He actually says about himself that he loves those repetitive menial tasks. He loves doing those things. Right. A night suit. Wow. Free ball shrooms. Just one step into Daniel Hipley, hello there. Axiom for test. Watzel gave me a void egg for my first living ship. I would have given you two if I had the chance, of course. That's part of what we do. I mean, here's something you should know about our Discord community, right? We have a bot that mediates the way that people meet each other in order to facilitate the gifting of eggs and gifting of eggs and ships. And one of the things that that we make sure to do is if somebody asks for the the wraith, right, the living ship, the wraith thingy, then basically, do I have one here? I'm not sure. It's probably in my freighter, in cold storage. Let's go get it. So if somebody asks for a wraith, we try to make sure that to ask first whether this is the first time that this person is getting a living ship. And we explain that if they don't do the living ship questline properly as normal, then a lot of the upgrade modules that are needed to upgrade living ships will just not spawn. They will not drop. Some of them will, but not all. A lot of them just won't drop. And then what we do is we try to gift them a void egg and make sure that they at least either wait until they actually did the void egg, the living ship quest line, or we do give them the wraith. No, that's not what I wanted. Or we do give them the wraith, and we try to also give them a void egg to make sure that they do. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, I have one spare and I have the wraith. Let's bring it back. Go back, go get it. Is it here? Has it already spawned? Oh, there it is. So if somebody wants the wraith, we make sure of that. And there's also a good explanation for the reason why we don't gift things like sentinel ships or exotics. Okay, it's not that we're afraid or anything. It's that these things are part of the normal game. The things that we do gift are those things that are hard or impossible, mainly the ones that are impossible to get because they are expedition rewards. And if you didn't play the expedition because you heard of No Man's Sky right just now, or you picked it up early and stopped playing and now came back to it, if you didn't do the expedition, most people have no way of getting it other than a save editor, and most people don't want to use a save editor. Those are the things that we try to gift. Okay, for example, there's also this. What's the name of the thing? There's somebody here who's an early player. Maybe remembers the name of the ship that was for the pre-order. There was an Alpha Omega or something, or an Omega Vector. I don't remember the name of that ship. Theoretically, it's really easy for me to create that ship with a save editor and gift it. But no, this doesn't make sense. Okay, we will not gift that kind of ship because this is not the intent. This is something that people actually paid real money for. We feel that this is inappropriate to do. Yeah, maybe the Alpha Vector. No. The Golden Vector is not the one that was for the for those who pre-ordered. There's a different ship. There's a different ship. Let's check for a second. Hang on. Let me check again. Yeah. Well, there's another update on SteamDB, but it's just a stupid update. It's not what we need. Maybe they're gearing up to push out the update. This has gotten stuck around 7700, I suppose. All right. So yeah, that is the explanation. Just some more explanation, or maybe you know what? Let's look at let's look at Discord for a second. Specifically, I want to go and look at the exploration channel. Okay, let me show this here. Okay, so this is the exploration channel, and we have a bot here that is modeled after Polo, after Specialist Polo. His name is Marco, right? Marco. Are you up? Ooh, something's wrong. He's not answering. That is weird. Okay, I'm gonna need to fix that. Oh, wait. Here he is. Glances up from the terminal with a soft beak click. I am here, traveler. What do you need? Remind me why it is that you look so much like Specialist Polo. So he's writing back, and this is a chat bot that I wrote, that I created, and it's and I think he'll explain, right? He writes, "We do look alike, and I suspect we might be twins, but the details of how we came to be separated, the spawning pool we emerged from, the hands that raised us, those memories are simply not there. Time is wide, traveler, and the past does not always leave a trail." We used this channel for the exploration project where we were looking for a planet that uses only 2 glyphs to reach it. I think lots of people really, really loved this thing. You can ask it all kinds of things. It does have some lore information, right? Let's ask it, what do you know about the hive of glass? I don't think it knows anything. However, there is a mechanism that will make it return to you with an answer. Okay? A day later, right? There's a mechanism behind the scenes that looks at unknown or unanswered questions, writes them down, and once a day, the code behind the scenes is doing a little bit of research, and if it finds the answer, it'll put them there, and next time you interact in the channel, Marco will tell you, "Hey, I remember you asked me about this and that. I remembered," and it'll tell you what it now knows. Right? So his answer here is, "The hive of glass does not appear in my records, traveler. It lies outside standard catalogs I have access to. It is a location you have discovered, or a name whispered in the deeper corners of the galaxy." Naturally, he doesn't know anything about that. And yeah, anyone can come here and speak to him. He is currently in a mode between exploration projects. Once we see how this update goes and how things are going in general, we're going to have Marco basically mediating or facilitating exploration of all kinds. I mean, people could just, between exploration projects that are specific projects to find something, which are these are going to be part of the community events that we're going to have. Okay, the first one was the search for the glyph planet. The next one is already being thought about, and we have some suggestions, some ideas. Oh, and by the way, I can suggest something to Marco, right? Say, "Marco, I have a suggestion for you." And he'll answer. He'll tell me, "Yeah, go ahead and tell me about it." I think I know what's happening behind the scenes. It's probably being clogged because it's trying to access an API that is being very, very slow right now. Okay, I'm listening, travel, go ahead. Nope, forget it. Yeah. I need to figure out what's going on because, right. Right, let me see some more comments. Okay, so Fred writes, I recently got Vulkan parts from a random. Horizon Omega on PC or Alpha Vector on PS4. Beeble, thank you. Thank you, sir. Right, those are the ones that we will not gift out. I mean, back when we just started, there were a couple of staff members who got excited and said, "Yeah, we can do this, we can do this," and I said, "Hang on. These are things that people paid real money for to pre-order the game, and no, this doesn't sit right with me." So we said we don't do that. The game kills itself doing the Atlas path? What do you mean? Okay. Default controller, Golden Vector Expedition Pioneer's Reward, if I remember correctly. No. Beeble is correct. It's the Horizon Omega or Alpha Vector. Why do I only now catch on to Marco Polo? Yeah, I really like to say, meet Marco, comma, Polo's lost twin. Right. You can always come to my Discord and talk to him. And yeah, I probably need to add something that sends me a notification when the response times are getting long. Great Bob, you can skip some warps in Atlas Path by talking to lost travelers found randomly in star systems. When you interact with unknown graves, will unlock a new glyph each time. Of course, that's the whole point of the glyph planet, to have one base near one grave, 16 of these, and you just teleport from one base to the next, and you save a lot of time. Right. Dimbulb, that planet search was fun. Yeah, it was. Just got an update, Mr. Funky Joe. Let's see. 11 minutes ago. So, Mr. Funky Joe, you just got an update for which platform? And Evan McDaniel, that's neat. Kevin Gonzalez, start-ish with Sentinel, go to space, kill the Sentinel ship, get a deal. Follow it, the free Sentinel ship. Gaming Legends, hi, how are you all doing? Thank you, sir. Kevin Gonzalez, over farm. Okay, so, yeah, nothing changed in my game install though. Right. Yeah, so there's 11 minutes ago this thing, but it's still no update. I think I'm going to have to quit the stream, unfortunately, and probably won't be able to stream again later. But hopefully I'll record my my play and put out a short video saying, I don't know, maybe I'll find some interesting things to say about the expedition, some suggestions, ideas. In any case, you can always come to the Discord. There's a channel, right? There's a channel called Expedition Help. This, right? With posts. And then there's also Expedition Chat, where people can go ahead and ask for help with the expedition. And what we like to do many times is to have people basically go and our staff members, that is, right? We try to do the expedition quickly, learn everything we can, and then stay in the expedition so that somebody who needs some assistance, we can go in the expedition, join their game, right? As you know, expeditions are a different universe, right? Just like normal people, players who play in normal mode and in survival, etc., they don't see the players who play permadeath. It's like the universes are, it's like a separate universe, right? You can't see them. Same thing about expeditions. You can't see, you can go to the same planet, see the same things as somebody who's in the expedition. If you're not in the expedition, you won't be able to see that person, right? Multiplayer is completely separated. So we like to leave somebody in the expedition, right? We try to stay in the expedition so that we can come and help if help is needed. Right. All right. Thank you everybody for watching. I enjoyed it a lot, and hope to see you again soon.